This is a Casio PA81 keyboard, and I am the idiot who paid way too much for it. Welcome to Cool Keys and other great gadgets. Based on the confusing date stamp inside the case, I estimate that this model was released around 1991 or 1992. If you can decipher this, please let me know in the comments. The Casio PA81 seems to be one of their more rare offerings. They seldom come up for sale on any online marketplace, and when they do, they command a price well exceeding their actual value as a musical instrument. I can find no evidence of it ever being sold in the United States, and the example I have here was purchased out of Europe. To me, one thing that makes it cool is the unique blue and gray color scheme, which as far as I know it shares only with the PA31 and the PT680, both of which we will look at soon. Let's take a closer look at the PA81 and see what, in my opinion, puts it in the category of cool keys. But first, a short disclaimer. This channel is based in the United States, which stubbornly adheres to imperial units of measure. I was raised using them, and it is what I understand. I am unfamiliar with the metric system, and so when I discuss the dimensions of a keyboard, I will, out of necessity, have to convert inches to centimeters, which is a pain. So if I get it wrong, please forgive me. This is a medium-sized keyboard measuring 23 inches long, including the bulge for the wheel on the left and the microphone holder on the right. The width is 9.5 inches. It has 32 piano-style keys from F4 to C7. The white keys measure 3 inches by 5/8 of an inch with an overall key bed length of 13.5 inches. For power, this device requires 7.5 volts and consumes 2.4 watts. It can be powered by 5 AA size batteries or utilize the Casio AD1 7.5 volt power adapter. An important thing to remember is that the power input is center negative, which today is non-standard. When sourcing a power supply for this keyboard, you must either find one with the correct polarity or modify the keyboard and add a diode to alter the accepted polarity and protect the circuit boards. My preference is to leave my keyboards as they are and use the correct power supply. It does not have an automatic idle shutoff function like many other small keyboards do, whether plugged into AC power or on battery power. While we are looking at this area, you will notice that there is a monophonic 1/8 inch tip sleeve output for the sound, and a 1/8 inch tip sleeve input for a microphone. We'll explore that a little bit later. The PA81's sound engine is much like the Casio SA21. It has 100 PCM tones numbered 00 through 99, accessed through 10 numeric push buttons, which along with tempo, rhythm, and pad variation buttons make an annoying click when pressed, and this sound cannot be muted. The polyphony of this keyboard varies based on which tone is selected. Most tones seem to have 3-voice polyphony, while some have 6-voice polyphony. With these sounds, if you press 6 keys and then one more, the 7th key will not produce a sound. Those are number 16 English horn, number 17 oboe, number 18 bassoon, number 21 whistle, number 22 quena, Number 25, ocarina. And number 34, cello. The polyphony of all tones is reduced to one voice when playing along with demo tunes or ROM cartridge songs. All the tones are similar, if not identical, to those of the SA-21. The volume is not controlled with a slider, but with a multi-position switch instead, which allows you to select from only 5 pre-selected volume levels. Some tones have a release trigger that makes another sound when you release the key, but it only does so when the release is relatively soon after the key is pressed. Hold the key down too long and the release trigger does not sound. The tones that have this feature are number 63, Twinkle Echo, number 65, Cathedral, number 66, Cosmic Dance, number 69, Pearl Drop, Some tones change the longer you keep the key depressed. They are number 70, Airplane, number 71, Ambulance, which has a long fade upon release, number 73, Emergency Alarm, which also has a long fade when released, and number 76, Telephone. The left split side has this feature. I found one that changes when held and triggers on release, and that is number 75, Cosmic Sound. There are 4 built-in demo tunes. They are Little Brown Jug, the big band version, Skater's Waltz, Pathétique, which is Beethoven Sonata No. 8, and When the Saints Go Marching In. I have added links in the description to videos of all the demo tunes. If you press the demo key, which is the high C key, they simply play as long as you can stand it. As long as you allow it. And it will start over at the beginning of the first song if you do not stop it. If you want to hear a specific demo song, you select one of the 4 lowest keys to select the song number you want to hear. If you press a key labeled 5 or higher, it'll play the first song. Each of the piano keys is labeled with a number 1 through 31, and the last one is the demo key. It is capable of playing all Casio ROM packs and utilizes Casio's light guide system. You can select the demo songs only when there is not a ROM pack installed. Otherwise, you'll be selecting songs from the ROM pack. Songs are selected using the piano keys labeled 1 through 31, depending on the number of songs stored on the ROM cartridge, just like the built-in demo tunes. The demo key will play all songs on the ROM cartridge in order and repeat them just like the demo songs. There are 4 play modes. They are Play, which is not a learning mode, just free play. Autoplay, which plays the song for you to hear it. Any key play, which allows you to learn the rhythm regardless of which notes you press. And Melody Guide, which allows you to learn all the notes. The light guide system can also be used to learn the demo tunes. It will light up red LEDs for the white keys and green LEDs for the black keys. The current note will be lit solidly while the next note to be played will flash rapidly. Here's how the song Greensleeves from the ubiquitous ROM pack RO551 World Songs sounds on the PA-81. Any of the 100 tones can be selected to play the lead sound of the song. Including drum sets and other non-pitched tones like car horn and telephone. It is a shame that some of the sound effect tones do not change pitch with every key. You can also change the tempo and select any of the rhythms. There are 9 PCM percussion tones that I can distinguish: bass drum, hi-hat, snare, rim, ride, woodblock, high ting, low ting, and low bongo. Let me know in the comments if you can identify other percussion tones. There are 12 rhythms available, selected with the 12 leftmost white keys. They are rock, disco, (16-beat), swing 2-beat, swing 4-beat, samba, bossa nova, Beguine, tango, march, slow rock, and waltz. There is no fill-in button for the rhythms. The tempo is adjustable from 40 beats per minute to 136 beats per minute using the tempo up and down buttons. The default tempo is 108 beats per minute. There are 5 green, diagonal oval-shaped pads for drums and sound effects. The pads default to the sound effects, and you can switch to drum sounds by pressing the pad variation button next to the pads. The sounds are bell, laser, space invader, chirp, and spring. The drum sounds are bass drum, snare drum, low tom, high tom, and hi-hat. These pads do not re-trigger in the conventional sense. If you press a green pad, its sound will continue to play through to the end. If you press another pad, it will also sound, but if you press a third pad, the first sound will cut off. Press a fourth pad or even the third pad a second time, and the second sound will cut off. Interestingly, you can stack iterations of the same key, and both iterations will continue playing until the end. The pad sounds do not repeat when the pads are held down, with the exception of the bell sound. It will ring as long as you hold down the pad, and then play to the end of the short sample when you release it. When held down, it sounds like an old telephone. And when released quickly, it sounds like a hotel desk bell. When you press one of the green percussion pads while playing a rhythm, the rhythm will stop playing for the remainder of the measure, 3 beats for the waltz and 4 beats for all other rhythms. In addition to the green pads, there are 8 yellow rubberized pads in the voice pad area at the front edge of the device, in front of the key bed. They have pictures somewhat like smiley faces on the pads that are supposed to indicate what sound they will produce, but to me 2 of them are not very good at that job. The dog and cat pads are obvious, as is the pad depicting a gun, which of course sounds like a gun firing with an echo, like kapow. The pad showing a trumpet and drum makes a short fanfare sound like ta-da. The smiling face sounds like children laughing. The one with the face and hands says, clap your hands, in the child's voice. The 2 central pads have faces that in my opinion do not correlate well with their sound. The one with the face that to me looks shocked and fearful has the voice of multiple children saying, that's great, in unison. The one with the grumpy looking face is a child saying happily, one more time.
One more time.
All of these pads will repeat the sound rapidly if held down after it is pressed.
One more time. One more time. One more time. That's great. That's great. Clap your hands. Clap your hands.
You can interrupt a sound already playing by pressing another of the pads.
One, clap your hands. That's clap your.
This can be used as a sort of stuttering effect. The standout feature of this keyboard is the large red wheel at the left side of the voice pads. It sets the pitch and speed of the sample playback for the pad sounds. There's a slight detent indicating the center or normal pitch selection for the tones, which lines up with the indicator dot embossed in the gray plastic of the case. Moving the wheel counterclockwise to its limit slows down the sample, making the pitch go lower.
Clap your hands. One more time. That's great.
At the limit turned clockwise, the pitch is faster and higher. The range of pitch is approximately 8 semitones. Unfortunately, this wheel does not affect the speed or pitch of the standard sounds, the green pad sounds, or the microphone input. There are other Casio keyboards with more and varied effects, but as far as I know this feature is shared only with the other PA variant keyboard, the PA31, which we will look at very soon. Don't worry, I am not going to sing. As I said before, the microphone signal passes straight through and is unfortunately not affected by the red dial like the voice pads are. There's a microphone holder on the right side of the keyboard for the included microphone. This one is missing the original black microphone, so I am using the green one from my Casio PT680. This microphone is identical to the one that came with the PT81 except for the color. Let's take a look inside. The back of the case is a very cool blue color. There are 16 Phillips head screws holding the case together. The sound chip is an Oki M6373-344, which is similar but not identical to the chips used in the Casio PA31, PK1, and PK5. There is no accompaniment chip. The other chips are a Toshiba 74HC86AP and a Toshiba TC4050BP. There is potential to circuit bend this keyboard, although I will not be doing that to this example. If any of you have circuit bent one of these keyboards, please let me know your experience in the comments. So here's my list of things that make this a cool keyboard. First is its extreme rarity. Then its unique color scheme. Its strange and unique effect pad and voice pad sounds. The ability to change the pitch and speed of the voice pad sample playback. Ability to play ROM packs. The light guide system. This is not a complaint, but it would be nice to have a small numeric display to show which tone is active. There is one other Casio keyboard that looks almost identical except for the color. It is black with a gray pitch wheel, and that is the PT580. However, it uses a different voice chip, the NEC 6521-07, so it may have different tones and features. For instance, the yellow pads that say phrases are in Japanese, as is the front panel labeling. The demo songs are also different, and there are 6 of them instead of 4, including Jingle Bells and My Way. These are the same demo tunes used in the Kids Sound keyboard KS02, and probably other keyboards made for the Japanese domestic market. If you would like me to cover that keyboard here, please support me on Patreon, link in the description. Finding and purchasing these instruments, as well as thoroughly researching and testing them, requires a lot of time and money. If any of you have owned or played a Casio PA81, let me know your thoughts and experiences in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Also, let me know what I may have missed or gotten wrong. I hope you have enjoyed our look at this cool keyboard from Casio. Next time we'll be looking at its sibling, the PA31. Please make sure you don't miss it by pressing all the little buttons that make the algorithm happy. Thank you for watching Cool Keys and other great gadgets. I can't wait to see you next time.